What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction, and in this one we have the 14 best things to do in London by a travel expert. Before we jump into these 14 amazing things, if you guys happen to enjoy the video, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and let's dive into the world of London. Also, if you would like to support this channel by becoming a member, smash that join button and receive your exclusive benefits.
No, this is not another video about the most famous attractions in London. In this video, I'm diving into some of the lesser known but equally exciting experiences that London has to offer. And by the way, hi, I'm Chris, a Danish bloke who used to run a travel agency that customized trips to London. So let me share some of the things that I think you need to experience when you visit London, whether it's for the first time or if you're a frequent visitor. First off, I'm going to recommend that you get out of Zone 1, the most central part of London. I know that if it's your first time in London, you might be drawn to Leicester Square or Piccadilly Circus and that you want to see Chinatown. And you totally should, but London is a massive city and sometimes it's pretty nice to walk around in an area where the cafes and pubs actually cater to locals instead of the tourists. So try going to areas like Primrose Hill, Greenwich, Highgate or Islington and get a bit off the beaten path.
I like that. So hey, no, you can't just be going. Hey, if you visiting London, don't just stay in that zone 1. Travel to more areas of London, and you're probably gonna be pulled in by that zone 1. You're gonna be amazed, but experience all, or try to experience as much of London as possible and not just one zone. I can agree with that. That makes sense.
This public garden is set within the ruins of the Church of St. Dunstan that was originally built around the year 1100, but like so many other buildings, it was damaged by the Great Fire of London in 1666 and it also got destroyed pretty badly in the Blitz during World War II.
Wow.
It's a proper little hidden gem that's free to visit, and if you go on a weekday, you can sometimes have it all to yourself.
Oh wow.
It's super close to the Tower of London, which I won't feature in this video, but if it's your first time in London, you'll probably be in this neighborhood, so make sure to check out St. Dunstan's. One of my all-time favorite things to do in London is to go on a boat tour on the Thames. There are quite a few options when it comes to sightseeing cruises, but you can also just jump on the Uber boats. That's the one I'm taking here, and these boats are actually part of the London public transport network, which means they're pretty cheap and super fast. It also means that you don't need to pre-book a ticket, as you can just tap in and pay for the ride with your phone or a contactless credit card. The downside of taking these boats is that there's not really any information about the sites that you pass, so if you want that, you need to book onto one of the proper sightseeing cruises. No matter what boat company you'll be on, there are multiple stops in central London, for example right by the London Eye, and you can take the boat over to the Tower of London or all the way out to Greenwich if you want to experience a different side of London. And now, I think it's time for some food and drink. Let's start with the most British.
I think that was really cool about the church. History behind it was hurt by the fires in 1666. That shows you how like historic this church is. I wonder when the church was actually built. But then destroyed even more by the Blitzkrieg. I'm sure during World War II. But you get to kind of go there and just experience it, take in that history, which taking in history is never boring. It's always a cool thing. And then that boat on the Thames, why not? Uber boat, awesome. But it'd be definitely be, to me, more awesome to kind of go on a boat where you get more information about the things that you're seeing.
Thing there ever was, going to the pub for a pint. I really think you need to do this in London, but my controversial opinion is that there are actually quite a lot of pretty bad pubs, especially in central London. These places know that they'll get business from loads of tourists, so they don't even bother creating a nice environment. So here are some of the pubs in London that I love and always try and visit when I'm in town. And now it's time for some food. Let's start by attending church just off Oxford Street in central London. Mercato Mayfair is housed in the restored St. Mark's Church, and it hosts different food stalls and even restaurants with food from all over the world. I filmed this on a Saturday evening, so it was quite busy, but they are also open for lunch. So if you want to beat the crowds, then I think coming here for lunch is the way to go.
You get to go have food, have to go have lunch inside of this amazingly beautiful church. What more can you ask for in terms of scenery, like while you're eating? Absolutely freaking gorgeous. And a pint in a pub, you got to go have one. But from what he's saying, don't go to the ones that just cater to the tourists or ones that don't really give you a good environment or culture, who know that they'll get business shit from tourists. Go to the ones, right, who cater more to the locals and who also provide good service and a great environment. Go to those.
Another excellent place to go if you're a foodie is the historic Borough Market. It's one of the oldest and, in my opinion, best food markets in London, and it's literally been around for almost 1,000 years, but I feel like it's getting more and more popular. So if you can, I would get here on a weekday when there aren't as many people. You can grab lunch from one of the many stalls, try some British cheese, or you can get these extremely overpriced strawberries if you want to see what the TikTok fuss is all about.
We got to see Borough Market in a recent video with the Magic Geek though. Love their channel. Them trying Borough Market food, and man, it set my taste buds. It fired them off. Like, now I want to go to Borough Market.
Leadenhall Market is a beautiful Victorian market in the city of London. It's been around since the 14th century and has an amazing atmosphere with its stunning glass roof and cobblestone walkways. You kinda need to know where it is because it's pretty hidden behind all the newly built skyscrapers in this part of London. There are plenty of shops, pubs and restaurants here, so whether you're looking for a tasty snack or just want to do a bit of shopping, it's a cool little spot to go. I like to get a drink in this pub and sit outside and just people watch. If you want to hang out with the cool kids, you need to head east. Brick Lane and the whole area of Shoreditch used to be a proper up-and-coming area 20 years ago, and it is still a super cool place to go if you're into that artsy and slightly hipster kind of vibe. Brick Lane is home to a lot of cool vintage shops and some of the best curry houses in London, and I know that sounds like a weird mix, but it's actually a super fun place to go and hang out for a few hours. And if you're a music lover, I'd highly recommend checking out the Rough Trade stall, where they've got a massive selection of vinyl, merch and books.
I think it'd be cool to kind of visit here. I'm not a big hipster. I don't have that kind of vibe, I don't think. But I think it'd be cool to kind of walk the same streets that Jack the Ripper used to roam. Although I'm not calling Jack the Ripper cool in any sense of the word. He was absolutely evil. But it'd just be cool to walk those same streets.
Camden Town is another place you must visit if you're into music and especially alternative rock and roll. So head up to Camden Market, where you'll find hundreds of stalls selling vintage clothes, band merch and all kinds of bits and bobs. Now, Camden Market is a bit touristy, but I just remember coming here when I was a teenager and just spending hours walking around checking out all the cool stuff. So if you're a bit of an indie kid or if you're traveling to London with teenagers, then Camden Market is a must-do.
Okay.
If you're in Camden, I'd recommend walking up to Primrose Hill and get a stunning view over London. The area itself is also super nice and it feels pretty residential, even though it's so close to the more touristy Camden Town. You could also try and get free tickets for the Sky Garden or Horizon 22. These two places are basically free public gardens on the highest floors of skyscrapers, and they're known to have some of the best views of London. The tickets are free but need to be pre-booked, so as soon as you know when you'll be in London, head over to these websites and book a ticket. Don't be afraid to utilize public transport in London. It is
I've heard
super
about that,
convenient
yeah.
and easy to use. You've got the iconic red buses and an extensive tube network, which is the metro, so don't be afraid to use public transport even if it's your first time in London. You can just tap in with your phone or a contactless card and navigate the city using Google Maps or an app like Citymapper.
I mean, of course, definitely heard about the amazing public transport in the UK that, of course, we don't have here in the US. So I feel like that would definitely be the ideal way of getting around, especially like if you're coming from the US where you're just not used to public transport. It's something new. It's a different experience. Go for it.
Alright, so this one is one of those famous things to do in London, but it is worth doing. So I wanted to mention going to the British Museum because I genuinely think that this is something every visitor to London should at least consider doing. The museum is massive and it's home to an amazing collection of artifacts from all over the world, including probably the most famous one, the Rosetta Stone. Best of all, it's free to enter and you can spend as much time as you want exploring. Just remember that you need to pre-book a time slot on their website. If you like wizards, then you need to get up north to the Harry Potter studios.
And I'm not even a
It
Harry
is a
Potter
proper
fan.
full-day tour, but if you're a Harry Potter fan, then I really think you should do this. You can walk through the Great Hall, learn about the special effects, and just proper feel like you're on the set of a Harry Potter film. Just make sure you buy tickets well in advance, as they always sell out.
Dang. I would definitely love to just kind of see how it is there. Although, like I said, not a Harry Potter fan in the slightest, but it'd be cool to just, I guess, experience it. I don't know. Would I? I would.
In my opinion, St. Paul's is the most iconic cathedral in all of London. It's quite pricey to visit and it's also just nice to look at from the outside, but if you do pay, you'll be able to get up to the dome and get a spectacular view of London. Subscribe to the channel for more travel content, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.
It's so freaking gorgeous there, man. So freaking gorgeous. I'd love to go up to the top of that dome and just get a view of London. But there's so much to the city of London and even more to the country of the UK like that to do. You just got to take plenty of time. If you're going to go there, have time saved up to be able to experience so much. But you want to take in as much as things as you possibly can and not just stay restricted to one zone like you said for the first one. But let me know what do you guys think as a visitor or as someone tourist coming to the UK, what is something that you must do when visiting London? If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next one, and I'll see you guys next time.